Hi everyone, I am here with business coach Karen Murray today, and we are going to have a chat about running a dog business and other bits and bobs that may come up in our conversation. So thank you for coming to join me, Karen.
You're very welcome.
Let's start off by maybe thinking about what your top tips might be for running a dog business. You know, how can people get started, have a successful business?
I think because I worked with yourselves and Gavin and Jeanette from Southern Pet Services, and from Carrie Sadler, who did Crazy Bat Canines, and Corinne and Steve Goodall from Goodall Dog Training. So big shout out to all of those if they're watching. And the really important thing for me when we were all working together, because we were in a mastermind and you were all together sharing ideas, was the importance of abundance. And I see, sadly, in the expert industry, a lot of scarcity mindset where people think that there's a limited amount of work out there, so they have to grab all the work or as much of it as they can. And sometimes, sadly, in the dog forums and you see a little bit of that, where there's this scarcity mindset, and then when people post things, everybody wants to look like the #1 expert and everybody else is not as good as I am. And I think that's really sad, because so many of you are so good at what you do that if everybody had the kind of abundance mindset that you guys did, it's one, you feel better, because if you've got a scarcity mindset, it's that horrible feeling that there's not enough work out there and I've got to get work, and there's a feeling of desperation. Whereas if you've got an abundance mindset, you're operating in a way that makes you think there's loads of work out there and we can all share. There's all loads of work for everybody. So I think an abundance mindset is a really good place to start for everybody. It makes you able to be more generous with your referrals, and I know that, you know, within the mastermind you were all referring business to each other.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
So that would lead me on to another tip, which is know the audience that you serve best. So we have a tendency when we start businesses, especially at the beginning, that we think, well, everybody who's got a dog is my client. And we certainly discovered in Mastermind that that wasn't true, because people who don't want to use force-free methods are not your ideal clients. And so we talked a lot about that, about how if you talk more about force-free and you talk more about using praise and reward and reinforcing the behaviours that you want, then only people that want to do that will come to you, which means they're much more pleasant for you to work with, and they're already going to want to work with you because you're using methods
halfway there already.
Yeah. And Steve and Corinne are brilliant with families and with puppies. So they really were specialising in that area. And Jeanette and Gavin are further down. They're down in the New Forest, a bit further away, and they do a little bit of everything, and that makes them really good all-rounders, and they do a little bit of extra stuff in the sort of agility area and having fun with your dog, and their workshops.
Great,
So I think knowing your niche and knowing the people that you work best with, maybe there's a dog trainer out there who knows that really they work really well with older people who want dogs that are just nice pets, but sort of semi-therapy pets, and they want to kind of get... So knowing your niche, I think, is really important. And then my third top tip would be, when you know your niche and you've got that lovely abundance mindset, market the hell out of your business. So most people, whatever marketing you're doing, times it by 10.
Yeah.
Because if you want your business to grow, I guarantee there are 100 people out there that want to work with you. They just don't know you exist yet. So those would be my, abundance, focus on what you're good at and get out there and tell people.
Yeah,
So.
That's great advice, and certainly something that I took when we first started working together, because I think in an expert industry, I know the dog part off by heart, and I've never run my own business. I had always been an employee, and so all of that part is kind of taken care for you.
Yes.
And suddenly I'm thinking about accounts and marketing and terms and conditions and all sorts. So I think a lot of people maybe think that the business part comes secondary, but really having a good plan for what you're going to do with your business and how you're going to build it from the outset certainly helped me. And,
you put a really great plan together.
Yeah, streamline things and what I was going to do.
Yeah, I think you put a really great plan for your business together, especially because you were coinciding that with trying to maintain a business while doing your PhD. And we talked a lot about the challenges of that, and you're still successfully doing that.
Yeah, why am I doing that?
Because you can.
It'll be worth it at the end.
It will be worth it at the end. And I think there's all those peripherals. You know, if I had another tip, it would be about finance. All of the dog businesses, when we started working, nobody had a clear handle on their finances.
Yeah.
And now I know that you're all in better shape because we focused on finance and keeping money, not just making it, knowing what's going out of your business as well as what's coming in. And I know, you know, earlier in the day you've been talking a lot about poo.
Yeah. We can't not talk about poo.
I talk a lot about plugging up your leaky back end. So,
keeping with the theme.
Yeah, keeping with the theme there. Because often we're making money in our businesses, but it's going out the other way. And we need to kind of plug that up so that we know exactly what money we need to spend and that we learn how to keep money as well as make it. And that way you have a really healthy and successful business.
Yeah. I think definitely having a grip on your finances helps with that. Putting the kind of scarcity mindset to bed, because then you're not feeling like you're scrabbling around for every piece of work and you have to, you know, say yes to every inquiry that comes in, even if it's not your kind of niche market.
Yeah, I think that's so true, and you've all done that brilliantly in your businesses, saying yes to the right work and no and referring the wrong work, or work that you know is somebody else's better niche, and that's because you've all got that great abundance mindset. It's a really powerful thing. It reduces the worry a lot in business ownership. And I think, you know, when people are first starting, everybody in unregulated industries, my only plea would be to work with somebody who's qualified and get yourself qualified in something, so that you have the confidence that you are using the best and most up-to-date methods. So in coaching, most of my time is spent with clients and reading and watching TED Talks about business and going to seminars about business and actually drawing more in of what's cutting edge in business at the moment in terms of how we manage finance and leadership and software, because that's all, you know, technology is so much more a part of business. So for me, I have to do all of that. And I think in every expert industry, if you want to be a dog trainer, yes, start it because you love dogs and you want to help people to be better with their dogs and have better pets, and for you to be a better pet owner. But make sure that you go into it with an idea of how you're going to get regulated in that industry and how you're going to make sure that you're at the cutting edge of what is current. And your PhD is how training's changed over the years. Yeah. So you're better speaking to that than me, really. But you know, as a business coach, it's very powerful for your credibility. So I would always say, get qualifications. Yeah,
and always learn. You know, I think the minute you kind of think you've learnt it all is the day you should retire, really, because we can all learn new things from everyone. I will be learning for my entire career, and I don't expect to know it all, and no one really can. No. You know, so I think there's certainly merit in having confidence and accreditations and qualifications behind you, but never losing sight of the fact that things are going to move on. And what was going on 20, 30 years ago isn't necessarily how we would maybe train dogs now.
There's lots of parenting.
Well, yeah.
You know, if you think about how people parented and how much more we know about child psychology now and how things impact children, we changed the way that we parented over the years, and we should change the way that we treat our dogs over the years as we learn more about dog behaviour and as science helps us to understand dogs better. We should move on, and we shouldn't be afraid to do that and maybe let go of old methods. You know, I know somebody that works with Gavin and Jeanette who really has changed his approach massively over the years, and he's not been afraid, and I really admire that in him. Jordan Shelley. You know, he used to use quite strong methods that maybe were a bit more, I guess, Caesar Milan we would associate with, maybe not as strong as that. Yeah. But he's massively changed his thinking as a result of being open-minded and being willing to be humble in his... And I think that's really important for us, is being humble.
The great thing about the industry was that they really kind of took Jordan under their wing and were able to be open and speak to him. And so I think we all need to be aware of not closing doors on conversations like that, but also not going looking for them. So something I'm really passionate about is keeping my mental health good,
Yes.
and my well-being and my work-life balance. That's the whole reason why I wanted to work for myself, is so I had a good work-life balance. And you know, being on Facebook arguing with people about shock collars till 3 in the morning is not really a good use of time. I see why people do it, but do you have any tips for trainers that maybe feel that, you know, if they don't say it, nobody else will, and if they're getting drawn into debates and constantly being tagged in things, and whether that might be a good use of their time or not?
I think what I really hope is that there are some trainers who make that their mission, to re-educate and to engage with that debate. But I think, remember, it's not for everybody. So if you're the type of person who wants to be an educator of the wider community of dog trainers, then great, get involved. But don't feel that you have to be involved if you're not that person. Every dog trainer who's using positive reinforcement does not have to engage in the debate.
Yeah.
So that's why we've talked about you not engaging with the debate, because that's not where your area of specialism is. Your area of specialism is working with people who already want to use those methods. Oh, so you don't want that kind of thing going on.
They're just having a little chat about the treat pouch, which I'm wearing at the moment.
So I would encourage people who want to be involved in the debate to educate yourselves well, be compassionate, be empathetic. Don't just approach it from the position that everybody else is wrong.
Yeah.
Engage in debate and discussion and allow people to see your opinion without you telling them that they're wrong. So engage with the debate if that's your thing. If it's not your thing, don't, because you're very unlikely, and this is the other thing about social media, don't think for a moment that engaging in that debate till 3 o'clock in the morning that you're going to change anybody's mind. You're more likely to just entrench positions, because people don't like being told they're wrong. And that's all that happens, and everything is misunderstood. Hello, Big. Everything is misunderstood in messages, and you see it goes wildly out of control.
Yeah.
So my advice would be, if you are that kind of person and you want to engage in the debate, find ways to do it compassionately and empathetically. But if you're not that person, don't feel you need to be involved in the debate.
Yeah, and don't feel guilty about it.
Do your thing. Do
Yeah.
your thing. And block people who are, you know, don't be afraid to block people. It's your page, it's your Facebook group, it's your life. People who don't belong there need to be blocked, really.
Yeah.
And so don't be afraid to do that.
Fab. Great advice, as always.
Well, we do our best.
Yeah.
We do our best. And you've always given me great advice. Here we've got the naughty beagle.
Wow.
Here she is.
I think they're all doing pretty well,
so we've been
considering
clients
studios.
of each other. They are very good.
Yeah.
It's been lovely to have a chat with you.
Really nice to have a chat. Thank you so much. Anything extra that you would like to add? I mean, it's been brilliant having you here anyway. But
What's next for your business?
What's next for my business? Well, at the moment, I'm really concentrating on getting the doctorate. That's my next big stage, and I just love working with clients. I love the one-to-one work, so I can't see me ever losing touch with, you know, seeing behaviour cases. But I'm hoping to get a few more accreditations under my belt and then start supervising and mentoring people that are coming up through the ranks, really, and so we can have more behaviourists that are promoting good methods, because if we then flood the market, people are more likely to be able to find us and people using methods that we promote. So I think, you know, that's my plan for educating. It's not, you know, being a keyboard warrior, because I only have a certain amount of energy for that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
But I definitely want to encourage people that are interested in a career in behaviour and help them to get qualified and accredited. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing all
Me
those
too.
letters after your name. You just want the full alphabet, don't you, after your name?
I know, I'm a bit of a collector.
I can't wait.
All
I
right.
look forward to celebrating your PhD with you.
Thanks so much for your time, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you.